What's the best donation platform for your nonprofit? Now, before we dive too deep, I want to emphasize, in this video, I'm going to answer just that question. But I want you to keep in mind your nonprofit, because it's not one answer and one tool for every organization. In this video, I'm going to be walking through a few of my favorite donation processing platforms for nonprofits, along with one that I hear about all the time, Zeffy, and do not recommend. Today we'll be looking at Donorbox, Fundraise Up, Givebutter, and Zeffy as tools your nonprofit could use to process online donations. I'll be telling you more about the features I love and the things I hate about some of these platforms. Make sure to watch to the end so that you can ensure you're picking the best donation processing platform for your organization. Before we dive into platforms, let's talk about the biggest mistake most nonprofits make when it comes to choosing a tool. They simply ask, what's the cheapest? Or worse, which one does my CRM already have? Let me lovingly say this, just because it's free or just because your CRM already has it doesn't mean it's the right tool for the most important person when it comes to donation processing, your donors. You wouldn't use your CRM's email template to design your annual report, so why would you use it just because it's there to process your online donations? Now, I'm not saying all CRMs have bad tools, but there's a reason these donation processing platforms exist. Remember, your donation form, it's not about you, it's about your donor's journey. And again, I'll be walking through some of my favorite tools because it's not a one-size-fits-all approach. In order for you to make the best decision for your organization, you need to think about, where do your donors actually give? Are they coming from mobile, from social, from newsletters, from QR codes, from events? And really think, are you running high volume campaigns? Or regular, more passive, live on your website, online giving portals? Don't pick the platform purely based on fees. Pick based on how your people actually behave. This could be the difference between raising $5,000 online and $50,000 online, and I've seen it firsthand. Okay, so again, we're gonna be going through 4. I'm gonna go ahead and dive into my first, and that is Donorbox. Now, if you follow nonprofit marketing nerds, or me, Kelly Hernandez, the nonprofit marketing nerd, you probably know, yes, it's true, I love Donorbox. If you look in the link below, as people pointed out, I do have an affiliate link because that's how much I love it. Anyway, for small and mid-sized organizations, specifically ones, it can work for any level, but specifically for a lot of our clients that have operating budgets below $5 million, Donorbox is a great option. You can fully embed it on your own website. If you're a smaller organization and DIYing your form, this is a great way, if you still have a PayPal processor, a great way to level it up. And it's really simple to use on the back end, which is why I recommend Donorbox for people that are DIYing their forms. It has an easy reoccurring giving toggle. It has multiple forms of payment, Apple Pay, Google Pay, PayPal. It integrates both with PayPal and Stripe, and then it also integrates with a lot of CRMs, including probably yours. Now, Donorbox is different than a lot of things out there because although they have a CRM, they think about the donor experience first. They're a donation portal first. And honestly, I love it. In our website design, most of the time we're adding Donorbox forms because they are the sleekest, simplest, and easiest to manage on the back end when we're handing things off to our clients to self-manage their donation pages. Now, again, Donorbox does have a CRM, which I love. And if you're a small and mid-sized nonprofit, this might be a great option for you. Now, what's not perfect about Donorbox? Again, I think it's a great portal for small and mid-sized nonprofits, and it does have a CRM option, especially if you're going from a spreadsheet or Access database or Little Green Light database into something more robust. However, it does have fees. They're not outrageous, but there still is a fee. But the key thing I want to point out about fees, and again, most portals have them, is that yes, you can put a PayPal button on your website that maybe has less fees, but think about the donor experience, and you're probably going to have at least half the people that land on your donate page that want to donate not do it because it's too confusing or too difficult. That's where Donorbox really comes in for that ease of use for the donor to quickly get money from their wallet into your account to move your mission forward. Now, the second one I want to talk about is Fundraise Up. And this is actually a platform that's new to me. I think it's a good option for nonprofits of various sizes, dependent on who your donor is and what the process is. Now, Fundraise Up might have a much more difficult back end, which is important. But when it comes to front-end user, they are AI powered and conversion obsessed. Like Donorbox, Fundraise Up does have integrations with lots of different CRMs. It even gives I was a little offended by Fundraise Up because of where I am in location. This is kind of a joke. It does predictive donation amounts, and I am a Google Pixel user in downstate Illinois, and it thought I would only give $40. So it anticipated $40. Anyway, that being said, it's really cool that it adds in that suggested amount that's AI powered. It pulls a lot of back-end data, and the user experience on your website is really customizable and has a lot of different features. Now, Donorbox has a lot of features, Fundraise Up has a lot of features. One thing I will say is if you're really looking to DIY all of your processes and systems, Fundraise Up is wonderful, but for small to mid-sized nonprofits that aren't already raising a bunch of money, you do have to DIY your setup that's a little bit more complex than Donorbox's in order to get it started. Again, I love Fundraise Up, all the pop-ups, all the integrations. I'm an AI nerd, so there are lots of benefits. Just like Donorbox, there is a fee, there is a cost, but I think Donorbox and Fundraise Up are great tools depending on where you are in your fundraising and online giving experience, and if you have the internal systems to DIY your setup, or you're at a certain amount already in terms of your fundraising journey online, where Fundraise Up will set up your systems for you. Okay, and next up is Givebutter. And I remember using Givebutter for my biggest, this would have been over a decade ago, for my biggest Giving Tuesday campaign ever. And we hear the most about Givebutter right now for fundraising events and peer-to-peer fundraising, but they do have a lot of wonderful tools. Again, we mainly hear for peer-to-peer fundraising. I personally love the branding of Givebutter. I think it's really sleek. It does have some cool features because it is a peer-to-peer and campaign-focused platform. Now, I would not recommend Givebutter for your ongoing annual campaigns or on your donate page, but it might be good for, again, fundraising, peer-to-peer, or targeted campaigns. Now, the percent of fees are a little bit higher than the last two, but the visual functionality is wonderful. So if you're looking for a platform for your Giving Tuesday campaign, your Summer of Giving campaign, your matching campaign, Givebutter does allow to easily embed videos. It really has a lot of tracking capabilities that are emphasized more for campaign and fundraiser experiences. I personally think it's one of the best visual platforms for campaigns on how it acknowledges donors who have donated and some of the visual elements like the thermometers that are already set up for their fundraising. And again, what it's not great for, I would not recommend Givebutter for what's sitting on the donate page on your website. This is more for targeted campaigns and peer-to-peer fundraising or events. And as someone who's ran fundraising and fundraiser campaigns, one of the things I do not like about Givebutter is the back-end user experience for reporting. In the first two platforms, that's pretty robust. In Givebutter, at least as it exists now, and I'm recording this in June of 2025, you're going to have to export that data and do a lot with it or import it into your CRM to get what's really valuable information. But again, if you're running year-end events, annual galas, massive campaigns, Givebutter is an amazing option for a wonderful donor experience. And finally, let's go through my fourth, and I did not save the best for last, my least favorite option, which is Zeffy. Now, if you haven't already, go ahead and watch this video here. Hear me out first, but if you're still curious, watch this video here and why I do not recommend Zeffy. Zeffy, if you are in any Facebook groups for nonprofits, you'll always get probably someone that's trying to raise their first $1,000 say, but Zeffy's free. They don't charge nonprofits. It's true. They have zero platform fees ever. That's true. It's free. But what Zeffy really does is kind of trick your donors. So on a lot of the other three platforms, there might be an option that the donor cover the fees. Zeffy says, yeah, leave us a tip of maybe 20%, way more than it costs. And that money for that tip, instead of going back to the organization, which is not completely transparent, it actually goes into Zeffy's wallet. So it's getting donors to add additional money that they think is going to your organization to make additional impact, or maybe they think it's covering the fees, but it's extra money going straight to the tech platform. And again, it's just a little iffy from the donor experience, which is what I think you should put at the center. And because it's a little lack of transparent, it could even damage your donor trust long term. And again, I care about you and your organization and the money you raise. So when there are a lot of great options out there, like forms already in your CRM, Donorbox, Givebutter, Fundraise Up, why would you go with something that would potentially damage your credibility just to save a few bucks? I would also say Zeffy's forms usually are still Zeffy branded, where these other platforms allow you to fully customize. So when donors land on the page, they really feel your organization, your brand from the beginning. Okay, so just one more time, because I might be ignoring the fifth option, which is to just embed the form that's already in your CRM. And again, I would love to see someone show me one that's like, yes, this is exactly the perfect form. I haven't seen it yet, and I work in a lot of different CRMs. Most of the time, those forms that you can embed on your website aren't mobile compatible. The branding's kind of minimal, and the amount of clicks someone has to do just to donate, it's really not focused. These other platforms are designed out with the donors in mind. Your CRM is designed out with the data in mind, which is wonderful. Also, although you might be saving money, you're probably, if you go with that embedding of your CRMs, you're probably losing potential donors because of lack of an enticing donor experience. And for better or worse, if you're in fundraising, you need to acknowledge that fundraising is sales. And although we would love to think our donors will try really, really hard and make sure no matter what, we get their money, we need to think of ease of use and also attracting our donors through our donation giving experience. So again, I know I went through a lot. Bottom line, it all depends on your organization, which platform you use. I personally am a big fan of Donorbox. For most small to mid-sized organizations, Fundraise Up is a great option. If you have a large online giving presence already and you want to increase your conversions, then go ahead and double down and invest in that AI. Again, Givebutter is amazing. And yes, it costs a little bit more per transaction, but I have seen donors love to donate through it for fundraising events, for targeted campaigns, and for peer-to-peer fundraising. It's built for that. That's how you should use it. And Zeffy, just no. And finally, if you're so tempted, you're like, no, Kelly, my form on the website is beautiful, drop that link below if it's your CRM's embedded website, and I'll check it out because I don't believe you. So there you have it, my quick review on some of the most common fundraising processing platforms for your nonprofit organization. Now, before you go, my name is Kelly, and I'm the nonprofit marketing nerd, and I make these videos entirely for free to help nonprofits just like you. So please subscribe below, and I would love to hear, what platform are you currently using to collect donations online? Is there anything you learned here that is helping you make a better decision for your donors? Until next week, thanks for nerding out with me.